Alexander Gustafsson vs Ovince Saint Preux has been added to UFC 282 on December 10th. Alexander Gustafsson, 35 years old, 18-8 record, is on a 4-fight losing skid to Jon Jones, Anthony Smith, Fabricio Werdum, and most recently Nikita Krylov in a first-round knockout. On the other hand, Ovince Saint Preux, 39 years old, 26-16, is coming off a split decision win over Shogun Rua at UFC 247. A light heavyweight fight between Yan Blachowicz and Magomed Ankalaev is booked for UFC 282 in December 10th. After losing to Glover Teixeira, the former light heavyweight champion Yan Blachowicz, with a record of 29-9, is back to the win column when he picked up a win against Alexander Rakic in May. Now he is looking to take on the number 3 ranked light heavyweight in Magomed Ankalaev. Magomed Ankalaev, 18-1 record, is on an impressive 9-fight win streak, with his only loss to Paul Craig via triangle choke. Aleksei Oleinik has been removed from the UFC roster after fighting out his contract. Recently lost to Yair Latifi in a unanimous decision, the 45-year-old heavyweight with a record of 60-17 is known for his phenomenal grappling and Ezekiel choke. Oleinik has been with the UFC since 2014 with notable wins like Mark Hunt, Jared Vanderaa, Fabricio Werdum, and Travis Browne. Aspen Ladd will make her PFL debut against former Bellator champion Julia Budd for 2022 PFL Championships on November 25th. Aspen Ladd, 9-3 records, was released by the UFC following her weight miss at UFC last month in a fight with Sarah McMahon. After parting ways with the UFC, Ladd signed with PFL and is looking to make her debut against Julia Budd. Ladd's most recent win was against Yana Kunitskaya, following by 2 unanimous decision losses to Norma Dumont and Raquel Pennington. For Julia Budd, 16-4 record, she was on a 3-fight win streak before losing a unanimous decision to Jenna Fabian in May. Sean O'Malley's coach Tim Welch believes that O'Malley will make Yan look stupid in their fight at UFC 280.
This is a huge fight, but also arguably this guy is one of the toughest guys in the division. Like, a lot of people see Yan as an absolute machine. So apart from the UFC obviously proposing it, why for you did it feel like, all right, this is the perfect one, this is the perfect time to take on the toughest dude here?
Just, I mean, the matchup, the size difference, the matchup. I know how good of a striker is. Sean knows how good of a striker is. We train with super elite people. We train with very good strikers too. And all the people that he spars that are that size, he makes them look stupid. And Peter's probably a little bit on another level than a lot of them, and he's going to be really tough. But a big cage and the size difference and the speed difference and the accuracy of Sean and how good he is at punching at range, I think it's going to be the closer we get. I feel like Sean could make Peter look stupid.
Aljamain Sterling shares his thoughts on why he believes TJ Dillashaw is still cheating.
Good. I'm excited to take on TJ Pilj and take out the snake.
So I take it that you're not believing the results coming from USADA, that TJ has been clean since the violation that got him suspended for 2 years.
Definitely not. He can say whatever he wants though. That guy's a weasel, man. He's gonna figure out any way possible to get around it. And as you see with any of these people who do these studies on these tests, man, they always say that the way people cheat is always going to be ahead of the testing protocols. So if there's a will, there's a way, and TJ's one of those guys who wills it into existence, man. He's been doing it for years, and I'm not buying that he's all of a sudden just stopped. Like, I just don't believe that's in his nature.
I'll throw this at you though, just to be fair to him, right? He lost 2 years of his career. He lost, his reputation has been soiled. Look at, you just called him, everybody. That's a lot of money that he lost. Why would he do it again, given what he lost the last time? And the fact that you guys are tested so carefully.
I mean, we were tested so carefully for how many years he didn't get caught. He got caught by the New York State Athletic Commission. That's a big difference from getting caught from USADA. USADA's thing was that testing for EPO was too expensive. This whole time I thought they tested for everything. They were pretty much only testing for steroids or whatever it is that they said it was. So there's no guarantee that this guy's been doing it the right way ever.
Sure.
I mean, his teammates already outed him from years ago. And It is what it is, man. I mean, you even had Cody Garbrandt, who outed him at the press conference, and everyone swept it under the rug. And he said, and TJ gave a third grader response, like, "Oh yeah, sure, yeah, I've been cheating, yeah." And then he gets caught, and it was like, dude, he only said this years ago before he even fought Cejudo, and yeah, man. So it is what it is. Like I know the guy is just not a good person. I've met him in person a couple times. He's an arrogant little prick, and he needs some humbling, man. The Iron Sheik way, you know. So break his back, make him humble, suplex.
Well, you know
him.
who my buddy is, right? The Iron Sheik. So
yeah. But no, I know he's been being tested, but again, USADA wasn't the one that caught him. So what the hell's the difference between then and now? It's really not. Like, I already made peace with it. That there's more than likely, there's a 90% chance that this guy found a way to get around it, and he's gonna do it. And it is what it is. Like, I made peace with that. And if I lose to him, I lose to him. I really don't give a shit. At the end of the day, I'm gonna give my best foot forward and may the better man win, whether it's a guy who's clean versus the guy who's juiced to the gills, you know? So, again, he lost everything he lost, but he also made everything he made in the process of ruining a lot of people's careers. So for what it's worth, like, yo, yeah, I lost 2 years of my career. Dude, I don't even want to hear that, bro. Like, you made out like a bandit in the night, and you got a slap on the wrist. Like, you should have been suspended. I think he should have been banned. I still think people could say whatever they want, saying that this is a soft mentality. You're doing an illegal substance that is performance enhancing in a combat sport where you are inflicting brain damage onto somebody. That should result in some type of criminal charges. Now there's no, when you're pretty much coming to the cage with a bat or something. That's what I equate the whole thing to. You know, so you can say people can say whatever they want because they're not the ones that are training and risking their lives. Right. And then you will hear those same people who are bitching and saying that, oh, we're complaining and whining, will be the same ones to be people. There's just no winning. They'll say, oh, no one told you to do this sport.
Well, let me say this. Like, years ago, there's a million videos of me haranguing Dana White about not doing testing on fighters, right? And I'm saying, hey, these guys are hitting each other in the head, kicking each other in the head, blah, 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 blah. Okay. But now that, you know, the testing is in and they're spending tens of millions of dollars on that testing. What good is it if the athletes themselves don't have confidence in it, right? So it sounds like you don't have confidence in the testing that USADA is doing. Have you reached out to Jeff Nowitzki or Hunter Campbell or anybody with USADA and said, hey, these are problems I as an athlete see in the testing protocol?
I mean, I think they know what it is already. I mean, they can say whatever they want about how much money they're spending, but if you're going to go outright on record and say that you don't actually test for X, Y, and Z because of the price range of this, then what are we doing? What is the point of doing all this? Is it just for show? Do you catch the people that you just feel like catching when it's convenient? Like, I don't really understand the mindset with everything. And I think that's where it stops and dies for me. It's, if you're gonna do it all the way. Don't do it half-assed. Like that's just pretty much where I'm at. Like, if you're gonna say, oh, I'm spending X amount of money, then spend the money and then do it the right way and try to catch the people. Make it randomized. Maybe you're not doing it for everybody, but make it randomized. Pick a couple people per month and start like really trying to catch people. With EPO and everything? Apparently not.
I think
apparently not.
Somebody got through.
I mean, if they did, then why wasn't TJ caught?
Well, I think what happened, so I'm not an expert, so I don't want to go too far into this, but I think what happens sometimes is EPO has
just so you know, I'm not an expert either. So I just only know what I hear on people that are deemed more intellectual in that space, like the more plates, more dates guy and whatever. So I only know like to a certain
EPO has a short half-life, right? Meaning it stays in your system a very short time. And that's how Lance Armstrong, I know for sure, how Lance Armstrong was able to get around it. Because what they did was the rules at that time said you could only be tested once in a 24-hour period. So once he got tested, then they could take it after that because they knew when the test would come again, right? And so they were able to avoid the agents until they knew they were clean. So EPO gets out of your system in a very quick manner. So to catch them, you know, you had to kind of be sophisticated and know when, and not only know, hey, I want to test X person, but when to test X person. I think, you know, I think there was EPO testing, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to be 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure there has been.
For TJ, in particular,
yeah,
yourself.
for you, all you guys.
I mean, from what I understand, they never tested us for EPO. From what I understand.
Right.
So that's why I'm just confused by the whole thing. It's just like, what are we doing? Are we playing charades? Like, I don't know.
Here's a video of Charles Oliveira walking a lion.
The champion's here.